In this video, I'm going to talk you through all the products that I would buy in the first instance if I lost all my makeup. Can you imagine what a disaster that would be? Say in a house move, for example. So what would I buy in the first instance to keep me going if I needed to replace my basic collection? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you those key products that I could not manage without. And this video is in collaboration with Karen from the Geordie Grandma. Now, I met Karen on YouTube, I think 2 or 3 years ago, when I was looking for other content creators in the UK over 50. And happily, her videos popped up. Now, Karen is a woman of many talents. She's a successful blogger, she's a YouTuber, and she's written and published word searches, which you can find on Amazon. And she's just an all-round good egg. And not only does her current channel focus on lifestyle, on beauty and fashion, but also she's just started a new channel, which is a book club, because she was doing book club on her current channel, but she decided to set up another channel dedicated to her book club. So like I say, she's a woman of many talents. Please go and watch her video after you've watched this one and say hello from me. Oh, and welcome to Beauty by Des, or welcome back. So without further ado, let's get cracking and let me tell you how I chose these products. So what I did was first to choose the product types, so whether that's foundation or concealer, lipstick, etc., and then chose the actual products. And because I want to give you a good range of products, because after all, this video is to help you choose products if you're looking for anything you might want to replace. And I hope to goodness you never lose all your makeup. But I thought it would be helpful to choose both a high-end or a mid-priced and an affordable product as well. So that's what we've got. So we've got 2 of each, except the only types of products we've got more of are lipsticks. So without further ado, let's crack on. Oh, and just to say that all the products that I talk about in this video will be listed and linked in the description box below and also in the top comment. And I'll put the information on the screen as well. So let's start with primers, and I have 2 to share with you. And if you've watched my channel before, you'll know that I'm a particular fan of the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer, this one, rather than the one that's in the jar. And by the way, today I am actually wearing all the products that I talk about, but not both. Obviously, I'm not wearing both primers. I'm just wearing the one primer, so I've kind of mixed and matched. So today I'm wearing the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, but the other primer I really like at the moment is the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Primer. So this is the higher end version. Now this one is kind of a gel, so let me show you the difference. This is a gel. Ooh. Don't think I've got a huge amount left. Can you see it's a sort of pinky colour, and it's very much a gel-like consistency. And can you see how quickly that's blurred my hand? That's amazing. And then let's put on the other hand the e.l.f., which is slightly tinted. And you can definitely feel the difference in texture. I think they're both really good. I really like using a primer. This is a relatively new thing for me. I don't think you can see quite as much blurring as maybe you could with this, although I'd have to watch the footage back to be sure. But they're both really good products. One is obviously more affordable than the other. e.l.f., as we know, is a fantastic brand, and some of their products are amazingly reasonably priced. So you pay your money and it takes your choice, but I think they both do a fantastic job at priming the skin for foundation. Now let's talk about foundations. And I've chosen a couple which I can't say are similar, but I've chosen because at the moment they're what I really love. And I could actually manage with either one or the other. Now in the affordable range, I've chosen the Maybelline Lumi Matte Foundation, and I have 2 shades, 118 and 128. And I've actually mixed the 2 together, and that's what I'm wearing on my complexion today. Now I've chosen this, and let me swatch a bit for you. I've chosen this foundation because it's a really nice light coverage. It is mattifying, but it's a nice light coverage and it feels nice and light on the skin. So to be honest, I would actually choose this and the other one I'm going to show you, because they're not dupes, they're not in any way similar, because the other one is a tinted moisturiser and I would need both, but I wanted to show you a good price range. So I think this is an excellent foundation. It is quite mattifying, so if you wanted a little bit more illumination, you might want to put the Halo Glow underneath, actually, by e.l.f. But I think this is a beautiful foundation. It gives really good coverage. And in the high-end corner, I've got the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturiser. I am absolutely loving this. It is my go-to at the moment if I want to wear a tinted moisturiser. I don't want to wear anything with too much coverage. Let me just show you this. It feels beautiful on the skin. It feels really comfortable. It's very moisturising. It gives enough coverage, but not too much. And it goes really well over my skincare. There's no pilling, and there's no pilling with the Maybelline either. So I'm really impressed with both of these products. Now this is definitely lighter. It feels more like a moisturiser, but of course you need to put your SPF underneath. Maybe you wouldn't need a moisturiser as well. I don't know. My skin's a bit dry at the moment, so I am using a moisturiser and an SPF and then this on the top. But as you can see, it is giving some coverage. And I think it's a wonderful product. I'm so glad that I went to the counter in Selfridges as I did a few weeks ago, and I was persuaded to buy it because it is a really great product. Now moving swiftly on to concealers, and today I'm wearing the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer. Now this is the new version, and I do think it's a really good concealer. It stays in place very well. It's very comfortable to wear. It's got a really nice fat doe foot, actually fat and flat. Let me show you, and bent actually, fat, flat and bent, that's what it is. There it is, and it applies the concealer really well. But in the affordable corner, we have the L'Oreal True Match. Now I did a video on concealers, which I can link down below for you, which had the old Estee Lauder concealer, which I didn't realise because at the time I bought it, I didn't realise there was a new one coming out. But the L'Oreal True Match, this one here, is excellent. It gave really good coverage, and you'll see in the video of my concealers, it's a completely different, well actually it is slightly, is that a slightly bent? No, it's not. But really excellent for the price. Oops. Obviously the container's a little bit cheaper, it feels cheaper, but of course it is cheaper, that's the whole point. But it is an excellent concealer, it stays in place, it lasts very well. And so if I was going to choose an affordable concealer, I would definitely choose the L'Oreal True Match. Now, powder. Now, powder's a tricky one. For me, the absolute holy grail, and the one I would repurchase instantly, is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish, and this is a little mini. This has been my holy grail powder. This is probably the third one I've bought, although I used to have the larger ones. I bought a mini one this time, didn't quite realise how mini it was, but actually it's fine because I don't use a lot of powder anyway. But this is absolutely a wonderful powder. It's so finely milled. It feels beautifully soft on the skin. That's the shade I have, which is 2 medium. And I have struggled to find an equivalent in the affordable range. I've got quite a few, and none of them, the loose powders are okay, but none of the setting powders or the compact type powders really make the grade in my view. The only one that I would give a kind of an honourable mention to, which is a fairly recent purchase when I was trying to find a powder that was affordable, is this one by number 7. Now this is translucent, so you've got a different shade. It feels lovely and soft. So you can see the translucent is obviously a different shade, but do you know what? I applied it just to the bottom half of my face today, and I thought it looked a bit too powdery. So I'm a bit on the fence. I need to give it a little bit more of a go, but I wanted to mention an affordable in case you were thinking of giving it a go, because it is quite reasonably priced. Of course, I've forgotten the price now, but as I say, everything will be down below in the description box. So I think, in fact, powdered products, and we'll come to a few later, powdered products in affordable ranges seem to be a little bit more tricky to me than liquid or cream products. Now let's move on to powder blushes, and for my affordable I have my e.l.f. Always Preppy, which I've had for ages and ages. It's what I'm wearing today. They don't actually have Always Preppy as a shade anymore, but they do have very similar shades, and it's such a good quality. Having said powders are difficult, this is actually the one powder product I think that is really excellent. It feels lovely and soft, and it has a sheen to it, which I really like. So if you didn't want to wear highlighter, you are going to get a little bit of a sheen from this because it's got some illuminating powders in it. But if you are in the market for something more expensive, you can't go wrong with Mood Exposure by Hourglass. This I've had for years, although I've forgotten about it. I haven't actually used it for a while, I suppose because I've been using a lot of cream products. This is the shade Mood Exposure, but it comes in lots of other shades as well. It really does give a beautiful flush to the skin, and because it's got that sort of marbled effect, it's not mattifying in any way. It gives a bit more of a luminosity, even though you can't actually see it from here. And I was introduced to it by my lovely friend Tamara of Tamara's Timeless Beauty. This is one of her holy grails as well, and it's a beautiful shade and it has great lasting properties. But if you prefer a cream blusher, and I like to have both, this by Merit, now this was gifted to me. This is archival, and this little pot, I mean, look at it, it's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? So easy to apply. Let me swatch it for you. They've got about, I think they've got about 6 or 8 shades of these. They're so easy to use. You can actually use them on your lips as well, but I prefer them just on my cheeks. And you just get a lovely rosy flush to the cheeks. You can sheer it out with your fingers. In fact, I'll link my Merit video down below for you in case you want to watch me applying the product. It's just a beautiful shade. I had Cheeky for a long time, which I bought with my own money. This one, as I say, was gifted to me for the video I did for Merit. But I love their products, and I particularly love their blushes. But I'm also really fond, and I've kind of revisited this because I was a bit poo-pooish about it for a while, this liquid blush by e.l.f. And I've actually got it in 2 shades, but this is the shade I'd repurchased, which I think is called Dusty Rosé. Let me just pop a little bit next to the Merit there. Now, it's really easy to apply. It's what I'm wearing today. I literally just put 2 dots here, 2 dots there, and then I sheer it out with a sponge, and that's all you need to do. And it lasts all day, and it's incredibly affordable and really easy to transport as well if you're traveling. I think both this and the Merit actually are great for travel because they're small and easy to use. And I really love this product. Now to bronzers, and my affordable bronzer is the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer, and I have it in the shade 02. Now I've had this for ages. There's something about this bronzer, apart from the fact that I really like the shade, and I'll just swatch it for you, is that when I look at it, it reminds me of a biscuit. I don't know if it's a digestive or something, but I just want to eat it. It just looks so delicious. But it's a great shade because it's not too warm. It just gives a little bit of a bronzy look without being too warm for my complexion, because I am a little bit neutral, leaning a little cool, I think. So this is a really great shade for me and very affordable. But what I've got on today is not in the affordable category at all. And actually it does have a lot of fallout. It's the Victoria Beckham bronzer. Now, why do I like this? Again, the shades are nice and neutral. I have it in 02 as well. Let me just swatch the 2 shades, and you can just swirl your brush. There they are. You can just swirl your brush into the palette just across. This is what I've done today, and I've applied it to my temples, around my forehead, and under my jowls as well. And I just think it gives a little bit of dimension. Actually, yeah, I've got a little bit here as well. Just gives a really nice dimension to the complexion and just a bit of extra interest. I think this is probably a bit like the Film Star Bronze and Glow by Charlotte Tilbury, which I would like to own, but really I've got plenty for now, and this is very expensive. But of course you're also paying for the brand, you're paying for this beautiful case. It's absolutely stunning, really luxe. This is a luxe product without doubt. But the Milani's just as good, and again, I've talked about powder products not being that great in the affordable range, but I think maybe blushes and bronzers are the exception to the rule, and the Milani is really good. Now on to brows, and today I'm wearing the Laura Mercier eyebrow pencil in Blonde, which I think is a really easy to use pencil, just a straightforward pencil, not too waxy, because I find very waxy pencils really difficult. They don't really adhere to the gaps in my eyebrows that I need to fill in, but this is an excellent pencil with a spoolie on one end. But so is this by NYX. This is the Powder Lauder pencil. Now why it's called that I have no idea, because it's not a powder. Sorry, that's the wrong end. This is it here. This is in, I think this is in taupe. That's it there. And again, an excellent pencil, not too waxy, comfortable to wear, easy to use, spoolie on the other end. Not much to choose between them really. Now let's talk about highlighters, and the one product I don't have because I had to declutter it is the e.l.f. Halo Glow, which is a wonderful highlighter which you can also use under your foundation. I don't have it with me, but I highly recommend it in the affordable category. And in the higher end category, I absolutely love this Merit highlighter. I love that it comes in a stick, so again it's really quick and easy to use. I bought this with my own money, by the way, a couple of years ago, and I really love it. This is in the shade Bounce. So I think for affordable you definitely can't go wrong with the e.l.f. and if you want to spend that little bit more, the Merit is excellent as well. Right, eyeshadow palettes, and I was going to show you the Milani Gilded Mini. I've actually got 2 of them, but as you can see we had a bit of an accident with this one. And what happened was, this was one of the ones I bought in Superdrug, and what they insist on doing is sticking these blimmin' labels on the back. So I don't even know what shade this is because I bought it in the store. And trying to get this label off yesterday with a pair of scissors, I ended up ruining a couple of the palettes. I mean, I haven't ruined them exactly, but some of the powder fell out, which really isn't great, is it? And I wasn't being that vigorous. I was just trying to get the blooming label off. But I really do like these palettes, and I do think their pigments are good. But I haven't gone with them today because of this issue, and I just need to test them more. And what I've chosen today is the Morphe palette, which is affordable-ish. It is pricier, but it's not super pricey. I think it was about £9 or something from memory, but as I say, everything will be down below for you. And that is the palette. It's got some beautiful colours. It is on the cooler side, I would say, and I've only chosen one palette, so if I had to choose a palette, I did choose cool, because although it is on the cool side, if you've got slightly warmer tones, you probably could use, say, this shade or that shade, or maybe even this one. But it's a palette that really speaks to me, is my kind of colours. You've got some rosy tones, you've got some chocolate, you've got some shimmers. It's a really nice mixture. But in the higher end category, I've chosen this Naked 3 palette by Urban Decay, which I bought in America. And this is a bit similar in that it's got a chocolate brown, it's got some shimmers, but it's still in the cool range of colours. It's small, it's easy to use. It's got all the shades I could want. You could certainly get a few looks out of this if you wanted to. But as you can see today, and I am wearing the Morphe today, I've really done, not exactly a one and done, but sort of a 1.5 and done, if you like. Because what I've done is I've used, oh, I should have shown you, shouldn't I? And the shades that I used today were just these 2. So I put this one all over my lid, and then this one in the inner half, as it were, or inner to middle half. I'm not really good at doing these sort of fancy schmancy eye looks, as those of you who watched my channel before will know, but this is the kind of look I'm enjoying. Just a really one and done with some mascara, and that seems to work for me at the moment, especially as we're coming into the warmer weather. I don't want to be fiddling around with my eyes too much. I just want something that's going to look nice and enhance my lids. So those are my 2 favourite palettes, I would say, in the affordable-ish and the higher end range. But if I didn't want to do an eyeshadow look, I would definitely be using pencils, because you know I like that look, even though I know some of you don't like it on me. I like it on me, so that's what I do sometimes when you're not looking. And of course, I absolutely love my Satin Kajal pencil by Victoria Beckham, but I also really like this Kiko Milano pencil. So let me swatch them for you. Kiko Milano is affordable-ish. It's not super reasonable, but it's not bad. Now that's the Victoria Beckham in Smoky Quartz. And this is the Kiko Milano Ultimate Precision in 14. And I mean, there really isn't a huge amount to choose between them, is there? They both glide on really nicely. They both have good staying power. They both have little spongy things at the other end of the pencil, so you can smudge out your eyeliner. And actually, there's not much to choose between them. It's just that I'm such a Victoria Beckham fan. But I do think Kiko Milano is a new discovery for me, and one that I'm very pleased to have found. Right, let's talk about mascaras. And what I'm wearing today is the Maybelline Sky High Mascara, which is absolutely fantastic as a reasonably priced product. I would never have thought that I'd like a mascara like this because it feels so flimsy, and the brush is a rubbery brush, which I don't usually like. And I do think my lashes have coated really nicely. They've lifted, they've separated, and they're not too va-va-voom, they're just about right. So really like the Maybelline. Now I was going to show you the Victoria Beckham mascara, but actually I think I'm going to recommend a mascara that I loved last year, which I've now run out of, and I'm going to get, because I don't think I've got a really good higher end mascara in my in my collection at the moment. I need to buy the Hella Thick again. I used to love the YSL Lash Clutch. I used to love MAC Stack, both of which I have a vague feeling are being discontinued, especially the MAC. So I'm going to go back to the Hella Thick and I'm going to mention it here. I do think it's a great mascara. There's another one that I also used to love, which was recommended to me by one of my lovely subscribers, and that is by Chantecaille. And I'll put the details down below for you anyway. But I think if you are on the market for a new mascara and you want to get something affordable, the Maybelline is absolutely a surefire winner. Now, I completely forgot to mention at the top of the video, the Milani Eyeshadow Primer, and that's what I've got on today. I've got some high-end eyeshadow primers as well, but this absolutely beats them hands down. This is a fantastic eyelid primer. Highly recommend it. Now, there is one that one of my lovely subscribers has recommended. I can't remember the name of it, but I will be testing that one out soon as well. But in the meantime, this is absolutely my holy grail primer. Now, let's go on to lip pencils, and I've got two for you today. My affordable one is NYX, which I've talked about many times on my channel. They have so many shades. I have it in a shade, I think it's called Neutral, but they've got about something ridiculous like 50 shades or maybe more. And the higher end are by Lisa Eldridge, and I have two, well, I've got loads actually, but the two I would choose are 2C and 1N. Let me just swatch them all for you. So these are the Lisas. That is in the shade, that's 1N, and that's 2C. And then let's get the NYX as well, so you can see that. We'll pop the NYX down here, which I think is called a Neutral. I mean, look at them. They're all really excellent shades for lips, I think. And there's not a huge amount to choose between the Lisa Eldridges and the NYX, to be honest. And today I'm wearing 1N. Now let's talk about lipstick. So I want to mention a couple of lip glosses first. Now, I absolutely adore this Milani Keep It Full Plumping Lip Gloss. I bought this last year and oh my gosh, if you want a lip gloss that plumps your lips without fragrance, this is your baby. It's absolutely fantastic. It does tingle. Now, I remember the first time I put it on, I thought, whoa, but actually it was fine. I'll just swatch a little bit for you, but it's always difficult to see a lip gloss, isn't it? But I think you can see a little bit there. But it really does do the business. I think this is a Dusty Rose shade or similar. A Rosewood, Dusty Rosewood, I think it might be called. That's right. And it's absolutely fantastic. Love that. I also wanted to mention a balm. Now, unfortunately, a lot of affordable balms have fragrance in them. I've yet to find one that doesn't. But at the high end, I've got a Victoria Beckham Posh Balm, I think it's called, and I've forgotten the shade I'm in. Let me swatch that for you. This is very much my lips but better, and I have got it on over the top of my lipstick, which I'm going to show you in a minute, just to give it a little bit of shine, but it's an absolutely beautiful balm. I love the Lisa Eldridge too, but I kind of prefer this one, I have to say. So I definitely repurchased this first. And then for lipsticks, I've got 4. And what I've got on today underneath the Posh Balm is the Lisa Eldridge Sunday Matinee. Oh, I just love this. I think it's part of their Luxuriously Lucent lipsticks. Let me swatch a little bit for you on here. That's it there. Isn't that the most beautiful shade and very spring-like, I would say, spring, summer, absolutely beautiful. And another high-end lipstick I really like because I've become less matte in my old age, as it were. This satin lipstick, which I think is called I've just swatched it in the most ridiculous place. This is Unashamed by NARS in their satin lipstick range. And again, a beautiful colour. As you can see, it's quite well used. I've been wearing this quite a bit, as is the Sunday Matinee, actually. And then I've got a couple of Maybelline affordables. One is Smoky Rose, this one. And again, they are beautiful. I've been wearing this quite a bit. That's Smoky Rose. And this one is Velvet Beige. And there's Velvet Beige. They are really excellent lipstick. Again, they've got that satin sheen to them. They're really comfortable to wear and incredibly affordable as well. So these are my 2 affordable lipsticks by Maybelline. Now, just to mention tools, and the most important tool, I would say, or one of the most important, is a sponge. And this is one by e.l.f. I don't have any high-end sponges. This is the perfect sponge for me. It works a treat. I wet it, I then wring it out with a towel, and then I use it to apply my foundation, which is what I did today, to apply the Maybelline foundation, also to apply my concealer. It's a really excellent, affordable sponge. I think it's £7. And then the brushes I've used today, I've got a BK Beauty brush, but to be honest, you can find affordable versions of this. I just don't happen to have one. This is the BK Beauty 108, but I'm sure you could find a nice domed brush like this. I mean, if these are just my emergency brushes, if you like, I would probably get some more, but I don't use a lot of brushes, it has to be said. But this is a really good one for blush, for bronzer, highlighter, that sort of thing. And then I've got these two for eyeshadow. So this is a very old, in fact, both of these are very old. This is by Spectrum, which I think you can get at Boots, and this is a Real Techniques one. I like both of these because that's a domed shape, which is useful for eyeshadow, and this is good for blending as well. So these are really good. And this is my Holy Grail Sephora Kabuki brush, which actually they've now redesigned, and it's not quite as firm. This is my favourite one. Again, I haven't been able to find an affordable version of this, but actually Sephora are not that expensive because it's their own brand. So that is it. Those are all the products that I would repurchase if heaven forfend I lost them all. So let me know in the comments, what are your Holy Grail products, or what would you repurchase first? It's a funny situation to think of yourself in, but it could easily happen, particularly if I'm moving house, which I may be doing in the near future, I don't know. And I put all my cosmetics in one place and then they fell off the back of the van, or somehow they got lost in the move, I don't know. Well, at the moment, I would definitely repurchase this lot, and I would get both the affordables and the high-end because I love all the products that I've talked about. Now, don't forget to go and watch Karen's video, and do say hello from me. Please give me a video if you've Please give me a video. Please give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave if you haven't already. And if you want to hear more from me, I have a monthly newsletter, and the link to subscribe is in the description box below. And in that, I don't just talk about beauty, but I also talk about fashion, lifestyle, entertainment, recipes, and all the other bits and bobs that bring us joy. And thank you so much for watching. It means the absolute world to me. It really does. And I hope you're all doing really well. And I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Bye.